Thank you, Carl. Thank you once again. And as we move on, we move to the second session of this Sales and Marketing Summit. This summit is, the topic is data is not a one-night stand. Commit to the sanity of data, and data is the new currency of the business world. For this, we have with us Bertrand Diard. Bertrand is the chairman and CEO and co-founder of Influans, and he's also the chairman of Tech in France, which is the national association of the French Association of the Software and Internet Companies in France. Bertrand has also been a serial entrepreneur, and he has found companies like Talent, Influans, Reslet, and Bonita Soft. With that, I will now request Bertrand to join us. Welcome, Bertrand.
Hello.
Thank you.
Can you hear me well? Yeah, fine. Super. Thank you very much for this introduction. Of course, as you mentioned, I was an entrepreneur in France, especially, and all of my career was based on the data, by definition. I was the founder of a company called Talent. Talent, what it is, it's an open source company where you manage all of the information with a layer of data integration, and especially based on big data. We just introduced Talent on the NASSCOM last year, and we work pretty closely with every type of source of data. So, as you can imagine, I'm pretty familiar with data and all of the challenge, and I'm a big fan of all of what's happened around the data and what is the different trends. So my goal this morning is just to try to give you a sense of, first of all, what is big data and why quality and sanity of data is key for the future and what is key for your business. So I will have three parts of my presentation. First part will be to try to frame why we think about big data and what is the challenge for big data. The second part will be market trends, just to realize what is really the potential about it. And the third part, it's why sanity and quality, finally, it's key for every business, because data will transform every business. For tomorrow, every company will be based on data, what we call data-driven company, and that will have an impact on everything, your customer, your organization, and of course, and obviously, your different sales by definition. So first of all, try to, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Try to define, thank you so much. Try to define what is the, how we can define the notion of big data. It's by definition pretty complex, but the most important is to try to understand that move on different topics. First of all, it's important on the fact that volume of data, it's more and more critical and more large. And you will have some number later in the presentation. The second part of big data, what is pretty interesting, it's now you have more data, you will need to process more quickly all of this information, make sure they are important for your business and they are relevant for your business. So you need to have a larger infrastructure to use your data. You need to process faster your data. But at the end of the day, the most important is you just make sure that the data you have inside of your organization are the right data to use for your business and for your organization. Because if you have volume without any sense of your data, if you have processing without any sense of your data, you just waste your time to try to understand what will happen in your business for the future. So anyway, market growth, and just to try to understand what is exactly the number, depend of analysts, but by definition, for Wikibon, next year, the market of data will be at the minimum $53.4 billion. That's the market we try to address. And it's driven by some couple examples, and make sure you understand the critical path of the information. Walmart, for example, manage 1 million of transactions per hour. If you look at Google, they process 24 petabytes of information per day. If you look at email sent, it's 90 trillion emails sent per day. And if you look at game player, for example, Warcraft, use 1.3 petabytes of storage for the information on the gamer. That's really what is the couple of numbers about big data. If you look at what really happened in terms of purely volume and growth on big data, yeah, graphic, it's speaking for himself. It's definitely one of the critical areas we have to address for the future in our organization and for the different company. If you look at people, and that's the most important because that will be the transition with the different use case and why it's critical to thinking about the sanity of information. By people, the volume of data you will generate in the future, it's 200,000 times bigger than before. So you will have more and more information about people, and that means they will have more and more critical parts if you manage these people differently with this data. And that will impact and transform a lot of business. That's finally the end of the game, and that's finally where we should be very careful and where we should thinking about how you will manage the data in the future. So just let's have some use case and try to understand what will be the impact of all of this information, and most importantly, because it's impossible to thinking about manage volume, manage processing without quality and sanity of data. If you don't manage the sanity of your information, you will just push out all of your organization on the quality of the results for their business. So first of all, that will transform the retail, and as you can imagine, all of the retail today, it's based on sales, and tomorrow the retail will be based on data, and will be based on the information and the quality of information you have about the people. That will driven the pricing. Why? Because depend of the volume and depend of the information you have on your customers, you can just have a unique price for this customer. That's the future of the retail by your example. And if you don't have the right information on this customer, and if you don't have the right information and quality about this customer, you will just not have the ability to target and drive the pricing of these people. It's not only a matter of targeting, it's really a matter of unique people, unique data value for your company, and especially in the retail, unique data you will have on people will give you the ability to definitely process and give him the right price. For the second example, it's the online marketing, and we'll talk about the targeting on this part. So as of today, it's just not anymore acceptable based on the fact that you have the right quality of information on people that you will send him an incentive, an offer, or you will send him a marketing email without the context of his own. So by definition, what that means, the context of this own? Campaign recommendation, it's the fact that you need to have the right point of information on people and make sure these people can have the right product inside of his offer. If you look at what's happened today, you have a lot of information, you have a lot of point of contact, but at the end of the day, you still focus on making what we can call the mass marketing. Mass marketing, it's for everyone, it's not for individual people. And mass marketing, it's not based on the quality of data, it's based on the volume of data. So the next generation of marketing will be one-to-one marketing, and in this case, it's not anymore based on the volume of data or ability to process your data. It's based on the quality of information you will have on each of your customers, and the ability you will have to understand what is the right incentive, what is the right input, what is the right product I need to discuss and share with these customers. And it's not anymore a matter of volume, not anymore a matter of processing, because it's just normal that you technology it's ready to process all of that. But it's It's a matter of the quality of information you have on these customers and quality of information you have on this volume of data. And based on that, you can have a very, very, very thin marketing target. If you look at the IT in general, that's another big topic, and especially with the sanity of information. All of your IT infrastructure today collect tons of information. But at the end of the day, the most important is not the fact that you have the ability to store all of this information. It's not the ability to process again this information or even have a real-time capability. And especially on the security, it's pretty critical that the real-time is pretty important. But it's just to make sure you have the right level of quality based on this information to make a decision in the future. You cannot think anymore on your analytics, and especially with all the new trends we have on the market, like the machine learning, like the intelligence artificial, without the fact that we are sure this is the right information. Tomorrow, just with the example of your car will be more and more critical, and your car will drive by himself. But if you don't have the right level of quality of the information at this stage, it will be potentially a huge risk for your system. So every system will be based on the fact that they have the right information at the right time, and especially with the right level of quality to make a decision, because IT will take decision for us tomorrow. That's obvious. I think no one can imagine another trend on our futures. And by definition, impact will be more and more critical. We talk about car, autonomous car, but we can talk about healthcare. Tomorrow, some machine will take some decision for your healthcare, just based on information, based on statistics, based on the accuracy of your information. So more and more that will be an example where it's critical. It's not a big deal when you send a bad email to someone with a bad product inside of this email, but it's definitely more and more critical when that will touch your life by definition. I hope someone realize that will be very, very important. And trust me, you can receive a bad email with a bad product. I'm not sure when you will have the bad medication, that will be the same effect. Again, a machine will take, and IT will take a decision for us on critical paths for the future. So you can store what you want to store. You can process what you want to process. But if it's a wrong information, the result will be wrong. And that will have a huge impact for the future. So let's move on on other topics and related to the previous speaker on stage. Customer services. How do you want to address a customer services relation with some of your customers if you have the wrong information? That's just impossible. One of the key points is how I can manage a customer with the real accuracy of all of the information I have on his relation with my brain. So let's just start by the name. It's critical that today you can just hang on the phone and just talk with the guys with the right name, talk with the guys with the right information on what you do. And most importantly, it's try to understand. Sorry about it. Try to understand what is the relation and what is my life with these customers. And if you have the wrong information, you have zero chance to just deliver the right services for this customer. And that's more and more critical. Make sure that everyone have an access to this information. That's definitely on the customer services, one of the biggest challenge we have for the future. We don't have challenge to manage, store, and collect information. You can collect information on everything today, log of mobile, log of internet. You can collect a lot of information, but the most critical is make sure the operator in front of his customer have the right consolidation of information. If you don't have that, you just waste your time. You waste your time to collect all of this information. You waste your money to store all of this information, and you waste your money to process all of this information. And on top of that, you waste electricity and all of the stuff related to the ecology, but to the earth. So at the end of the day, and for try to have a couple of examples, what I try to prove on all of that, it's when you have information, a lot of information, and when you have the right level of quality around this information, you can change every function of your organization. You can, for example, try to have manual coding and replace manual coding to intelligent coding for billing information. That's one of the biggest challenge of every company. Make sure that the collection of data, the relation of data, the customer relation with your data is at the right level, and you will print and send and build documents automatically without any manual coding. And that will be a huge dependency on the fact that you have the right information. Just imagine if you don't have the right name of people, right address, and it's a very simple example, and you try to build document or send document to your to your customer. It's just additional nightmare for your organization, additional one, not a good thing. So, and for the other example, it's you have more critical other type of use case, and it's for example the fraud management. As of today, we cannot imagine in the future to manage by yourself the fraud management. Fraud management will be managed automatically by your infrastructure and by the machine. All of that will be based on the fact that you will have scoring, you will have analytics based on your profile. And for the future, if you don't have the right, again, quality and information for that, you will just create an additional nightmare for your organization. So I'm just short on time and ready for the question, but and for the last one, it's based on the operation management, and all of that are example. If you want to manage, all of the day of your customers, you will need to have additional type of information, and you will need to have additional type of robustness of your information. That's impossible to imagine all of this application without quality of information. And last one, it's based on the fact that if you consider that volume of information and part of the capability of processing all of this information will give you the opportunity to manage differently the institution and the relation we have with people. So, for example, we will have the ability to predict some issue with bad people. So, at the end of the day, all of that it's definitely important. And for the last one, as I mentioned previously, medical research, it's clearly based on the fact that you will have the ability tomorrow to analyze and predict what will happen for each people. So you can do that with the right level of information, and you can do that with your right ability to manage all of this information. So finally, the challenge, and just as a conclusion between that, it's pretty simple. Sorry about it. Oh, don't worry. Just based on the conclusion. The challenge is not anymore to think about business will be driven by data in the future. Yes, of course, it is. Will be more and more, and you have the different number. The challenge will be based on your ability to process, to use, and to have the right level of right level of infrastructure to all of the data? No, it's not anymore the challenge. Everyone knows as of today, technology is ready for that. Google built some products. We have some example with Hadoop and the ability to store and process a lot of information. Finally, the next challenge for everyone will be, what is our ability to create the right level of accuracy on your information? Make sure I will serve and not create a nightmare for my organization, but serve the life of every people. And I said, life of everyone, it's pretty simple. It's because tomorrow you should understand that a lot of part of your life will be managed by data and will be managed by infrastructure, IT, and machine. So if you don't have the right level of accuracy of your information, your life will be just a bigger nightmare than it is today. That's all. Thank you. We have 2 minutes for the question, I think. The question, it was super clear or not enough critical? So thank you.
Thank you, Bertrand. Thank you very much. And before we close, please accept a small token of appreciation from NASSCOM. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.